When I started meditating, it was like I discovered this tool that could give me happiness and peace and keep me sane during the darkest time of my life. And I was like, wow, this is such a powerful tool to have. But now I'm in like the happiest era of my life. And so the me that needed meditation to keep me sane and healthy and happy is just such a different person. It feels like a different lifetime. And just the person I was a week ago, I even feel so like different from that person. Like I had to do all these things in order to be happy and be grateful and like stay in a positive mindset. But now it just comes so naturally and it's just who I am. And everything just feels really different. And then to think about who I was 3 months ago when I started meditating is so crazy. Like I was so depressed and hopeless and in the worst, darkest time of my life. And now I'm so extremely grateful for that experience because it showed me meditation and it taught me all these things. And I'm so happy with like where my life has ended up now and who I am now. I feel like there's been a huge shift in my health. I did end up going back to my old job working as a server at a restaurant, and by the end of every shift I was feeling really sick. For those of you that don't know, I have a bunch of like chemical sensitivities. I'm like allergic to a lot of fabrics and probably like cleaning products and soap. And so there's a lot of things that I'm exposed to at my job that make me feel sick. And so by the end of every shift, I was having a lot of pain all over my body and my organs and my back. Sometimes having trouble breathing, sometimes nausea, headaches. And although I had like pretty much gotten my symptoms under control in my day-to-day life, whenever I was going to work, I was feeling really sick by the end of my shifts. And in the past week, I've slowly been noticing that I'm less sensitive to all the things that I'm normally just a little bit sensitive to. Like I'll have very mild reactions to the makeup that I use, the shampoo that I use, like every time I shower. I kind of get this feeling of like my throat closing, and that's actually been going away. I've been a lot less sensitive in general. I don't have like the little mild symptoms that I was having every day anymore. Also, there was one day that I was running late for work, but there were like a few things I still wanted to do before leaving, and even though my logic was like, don't do it, you're running late for work, I was like, it's fine, I'm just gonna do it anyway. And as I'm on my way to work, I'm almost at work, I noticed a message from my manager asking if I could come in 30 minutes later, which is weird that I didn't see it before because I always, like I have the notifications on and I always see the messages they send me. So it's weird that I didn't see it until I was almost at work. So now instead of running late, I'm running early. So I decided to go to this smoothie place and get a smoothie. And I get this smoothie that has like ginger and turmeric in it. And by the end of my shift, I don't have any symptoms really, or like very mild symptoms. So I was like, okay, whatever I did, I'm gonna do the exact same thing again. And so the next 2 days I got that smoothie. And so I realized that the ginger and turmeric, which are anti-inflammatory, probably helped reduce my symptoms. And so I feel like I was kind of guided to like a natural medicine in that way. And like I've known about ginger and turmeric. I love ginger. It helps my nausea and stuff a lot. I didn't think that taking it daily would make such a difference in my symptoms, but now I've like added it into my daily routine. And so yeah, I feel like I was like intuitively guided to the medicine that my body needed. And overall, I'm just really amazed at how much my health has improved. The majority of the time I feel amazing. I feel like the healthiest I've ever felt. And now the things that I used to have a small reaction to, I'm not reacting to. I've been able to loosen up on my diet a little bit, and I haven't like fully reintroduced like all the chemicals and toxins that I've been avoiding, but I'm really happy with where my health is at. Another thing that happened is my phobias are getting better, or going away really. I have a phobia of spiders and bugs, and the way that I react to a spider being in my house is always a really good indicator of where my mental health is at, because there are times where like I'll see a spider and I'll literally think about it nonstop for like a week and be in constant fear of a spider being in my house, or like a spider crawling on me. I know that sounds really crazy, but it's a phobia. Yeah, sometimes my phobia gets really intense and will completely consume my life and like put me in a constant state of anxiety. And that's when my mental health is like really at its worst, because I'm really scared of spiders, especially them being in my house, because I'll go crazy if I know that it's in my house, but also I'll have a mental breakdown trying to kill it because I'm too scared of it. But I saw a spider in my apartment, and it was like the first time that I've seen a spider and my body like didn't go into fight or flight, and I didn't have like a feeling of anxiety. I just felt like nothing. I gasped, but like I didn't like have a physical reaction to it, and then I just killed it. And hopefully one day I can get to a point where I don't need to kill it and I can like coexist with it or put it outside and save it. But that was really amazing to me because I always have like a physical anxiety reaction to seeing a spider in my house normally. And that's like a really good indicator to me that I'm doing well mentally. I'm healing my root chakra, I'm healing my anxieties. Also, obviously, I'm like a real person, and it's hard to control every variable in my life and to say meditation is the reason for all these changes, because obviously I was making a lot of changes in my life because I was really desperate to heal and feel better. And also, who's to say like this wasn't just going to be the normal trajectory of my life? I do think changing my diet played a really big role in improving my health and in helping me be a lot happier and not be depressed. I also think getting a lot of sunlight helped me feel a lot happier and healthier. But I had been doing those things for like several months before I started meditating, and there was really a significant shift when I started meditating. But yeah, obviously it's hard to be like, I attribute every good thing in my life to meditating and this is the reason for all the changes, because I've made a lot of changes in my life. But I could tell there was a huge shift once I started meditating and on the days that I meditate. And when I started meditating and when I started believing that I could heal and believing that everything is gonna work out and learning the science behind it, because I kept having moments where I would be positive and I would be hopeful, but then I would just get sick again and start feeling sick again. But once I really learned the science behind it and learned how to regulate my nervous system, that's when I stopped ever having really horrible symptoms again. Having that proof that we do create our reality and that our minds are so powerful and have so much control over the way we feel and the way our lives are unfolding, that was really helpful for me. So if you feel like you're still struggling, I definitely recommend consuming things that prove to you how this stuff works and really shows you why it works and how many people it has worked for. The book You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza really helped me a lot because it just has countless examples of like research studies that show how powerful our mind is and all these different situations that prove it to you. And that's also was kind of my intention for these videos, was to help prove it to you even more that this is real. I'm not lying or anything, like this is my genuine testimony, but I made these videos because I want this to be even more proof to people that this stuff works, because that's how the placebo effect works. You have to believe it, and we believe things when we see proof of it. But yeah, even just a week ago, even though I was extremely happy and at peace and really enjoying my life, I also felt like I have to drink celery juice every day. I have to eat healthy every day. I have to meditate every day in order to maintain my sanity, my health, and my happiness. And I don't feel that way anymore. I've like loosened up a lot on my diet. And I know if I skip a day of meditations, I'm gonna be okay, but I choose to meditate every day because I really enjoy it. But yeah, there's just been this shift. Like I just really feel like a different person. I'm really at peace. And it's like, even though I was happy, I was still kind of in this controlling mindset of like trying to have control over my life. And now I'm just very like relaxed and surrendering to the universe and knowing that everything is gonna work out. I feel like my higher self is telling me to focus more on grounding and protection meditations lately. So I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from the Joe Dispenza meditations, even though I'm still gonna meditate every day. But the Joe Dispenza meditations that I've been doing are really great for creating feelings of gratitude and visualizing your dream life and visualizing the future to be positive and like changing your thoughts to be positive. And those are things that I'm already doing all the time in my life. Like that's just who I am as a person now. So when I go to do the meditation, it just feels kind of weird because I just live in this constant state of gratitude and knowing that my future is really amazing and knowing that everything's gonna work out and already having all these positive thoughts and not having limiting beliefs. So I feel like at this point, I think this is where the series of these videos is kind of gonna end, because the state that I was getting into with meditation is now just really my constant state, and it comes very easily, very naturally. And so it's kind of weird to like sit down and be grateful for 20 minutes when throughout my entire life, as I'm doing everything, I feel extremely grateful, and I'm just always having those thoughts, if that makes sense. So I'm feeling called to do different types of meditations. And maybe I'll try like a specific hour-long Joe Dispenza meditation and do that for like a whole month and make a video on that or something. But yeah, I think for now this is kind of the conclusion to the series. I'm still gonna meditate, I'm still gonna do Joe Dispenza meditation sometimes, but I just feel like I've achieved this constant state of gratitude and happiness and trusting and surrendering, and I don't need the meditations anymore to feel that way, because it really did what it was supposed to do and it really trained my brain to be different. Thank you so much to anyone who comments, likes, and subscribed, and I hope I'll see you in my next video.